Hello and welcome to WMKC TV with me, Chris McCarthy. The second final of the day, the Junior OTAX, and a massive grid. 34 drivers entered. That 34 absolutely full grid. There's not many more tracks in the country that could say that at the moment. This really is becoming one of the hot spots for the Junior OTAX class, and it's not surprising. A great, really challenging circuit, Whilton Mill. And on pole, you can see him in shot there, the 97 Matthew Fretwell, for the second month in a row. Really is starting to become the master of this track in this class, isn't he? Max Clark is alongside him in the 77. Row 2, we have Max Stilp and a new name in Hayden Cater. So we'll see how he gets on. He's done very well to qualify on the second row. On the third row, we have Lewis Malin and Alex Burford Fuller. So again, that's another new name. So let's see how they get on with the more experienced drivers of Fretwell, Clark and Stilp. But I'm really looking forward to this. This Junior OTAX final, just set to be a cracker. We see them come round now to take the start. Will we get away first time? Fretwell leads them out. They look nice and steady, don't they? I'm not sure if the marshals were too happy with that. Did we get away? No, it's been false started, so it's a false start there. They will be sent back round as we come up the hill. And what's going on here? They were supposed to go through the cut through there. You can see Fretwell, he's not really too sure what's going on, so it's definitely a full start. But some of the drivers towards the back are still in formation. The full start flag's up there. But Max Stilp here is going at a very fast pace. They do need to get slowed down. They were supposed to come through the cut through just to your left there. And Malin's gone off, and I cannot understand what is going on here. Maybe Max Stilp believes that they're in race mode. You can see the marshals furiously waving at them to slow down. And what is going on here? The drivers, I do not know what they were thinking. The guys at the front, you can see the marshal. What on earth is going on? They were supposed to come round in formation. Clearly, it was false started, and they're supposed to go through the cut through. But all the drivers just went off at rate. You can see Fretwell was trying to slow down, but he was being pushed from still behind. And now they all look a bit confused as to what they need to do. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a red flag here, because the drivers are not in the formation they should be in. So very strange. I can honestly say I've never seen anything like that happen before, where it's been a full start and drivers have just started racing. So you can see now, I think they've got the idea that it has been full started. So, but they're just not in the formation, and you can see it's been red flagged. I'm sure with the two drivers at the front there, Fretwell and Clark, will get a bit of a telling off. But personally, I think Fretwell knew that it was a false start. I think it was some of the drivers behind him pushing him up the straight that believed otherwise. So you can see that the Clarks will just have a word with him and just say, you know, let's what was going on there. So the drivers will have to make sure that now they are now in the correct grid position. So I'll just run through that grid again. So it's Fretwell on pole, Clark's second. On the second row, we have Stilp and Cater. And on the third row, we have Malin and Burford Fuller. So you see the mechanics now coming out just to have a little word with their drivers as well. So the marshals will now tell them what they need to do. And you can see Fretwell there and Clark now getting sent back to their carts. So I think we will be getting away very shortly now. So yeah, very strange. Here we go. I don't think they're going to have a warm-up lap. I think they're just going to be sent straight into race mode. So there's no time to warm the tyres up. And this just makes things even more exciting for us viewers, doesn't it? Everyone on cold tyres, so this is going to make things a lot more tricky, but a lot more exciting for us. So here we go. Will we get away this time? Come on, boys. Let's keep it nice and steady. So Fretwell there. And did we get away? And I think, yes, we are racing this time. Fretwell leads into turn one. Clark's had a terrible start. Dropped back to about fourth position. And Stilp's managed to get the run on Fretwell. So Stilp now takes the lead coming up the hill. Malin just in behind. Did we get all 34 drivers through safely? Oh no, that's Mackenzie. He's been tipped into a spin. I believe Burford Fuller also went off in that. And yeah, you can see he's stuck up the top of the hill. Also, what a shame there. Mackenzie, of course, a previous winner here, won last month even in that dramatic end to the race. Started on the inside of row 4, has been tipped round. Burford Fuller, who started on the outside of row 3, has also been spun off. And Stilp now takes the lead. So Malin, that is in second. Fretwell third. Clark in fourth. I believe apart from those 2 drivers we had spinning at the top, I think we have got everyone through safely. You can see the drivers really struggling on these cold tyres. Of course, they had no time at all to warm them up. And these Mojo tyres, they do take a good lap to get fully warmed up. But still, clearly got on top of that, the better of the drivers around him. And he leads coming on this second lap now of the restart. Malin it is in second. Fretwell had a bad start there. Just ran wide coming out of turn 2 on the cold tyres. And Stilt was in behind, took the tighter line. Managed to get alongside coming up the hill. Here we come into Chapman's. Peter Griffin, that is, there in 5th place, who started on the outside of row 4. He's doing a great job. I just see Sean Rudge going through shot there. Running in mid-pack, about 12th or 13th place, I believe. Sean Rudge qualified on the outside of row 6. Of course, anyone remember last month, really, I thought was going to win the race. Sort of lost out on the last corner of the last lap, didn't he, battling with Connor Hall. In what was a very great race. So I expect him to be moving forward. Because, of course, new to this class, moved up from Mini-Max last year, but he's a very, very talented driver. And I do expect him to be moving up through the field. Peter Griffin there in 5th place. He's another name. I think this is his first time appearing at the Stars at Whilton Championship this year. A great driver, raced out in Europe and national level. And there goes Fretwell through into 2nd place. So now he's going to be thinking about Stilt. He's going to be wanting to catch Stilt as quick as he can. Of course, was runner-up in this championship last season. Dramatically, again, lost that to Daniel Wood, who has now moved up to senior Rotax. Looking to seal the championship this year, but he's got the likes of Stilt, Malin, Clark, Sean Rudge, and there was this move there for 6th place, I believe. That was the 48 of Inem Coker going through, but I think that was Stefanos Charalambos who came round the outside of the pair of them. Yes, he did. So Charalambos, who appeared here a few times last year, he went round the outside, so he's now into 6th place and will be going after that battle for the 2nd place between Griffin, and Griffin's now moved forward into 4th place, so didn't quite see where that move was made, but he's past Clark now, and we've got exciting battles all the way through the field here, haven't we? These junior Rotex drivers putting on a great show for us here. As I was mentioning at the start, there really is no other tracks in the country that can say they have had 34 drivers on the grid, but of course Whilton Mill, probably the most challenging circuit in the country, great for fitness and all types of corners, hairpins, fast corners, slow corners, and I raced here for 5 years, almost every month, so I can tell you I absolutely love the place. So if you're watching it and you've never come to Whilton before, all I can say is you're missing out big time. So come down. It's a great place for drivers to learn their trade in the winter months especially. Unfortunately, Whilton Mill not on the national calendar and Super One calendar this year, but drivers still coming in big numbers to practice over the winter months. So yeah, great class junior Rotax. As we come up the hill now, and you can see Fretwell, since passing Malin a couple laps ago, he's absolutely stormed away from him, and he's catching Stilt now, so I think we could have any minute, any lap soon, a exciting battle one for the lead. Griffin there is another man who is absolutely flying through. He's now on the back of Malin. Will we see him make a move into Chapman's? Comes through turn 7. Does he pop out the slipstream? No, he doesn't. And now fully joining this battle, we have Charalambos and Coker, and then Sean Rudge in just behind. What is that? 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th place is Sean Rudge. So this now the battle for the last place on the podium. And we had a move there for 5th place, I believe. And yes, Charalambos making another place on Max Clark. And now Inem Coker goes round the outside of Clark at turn 1. Very brave driving there. Great move. Clark just having a bad run of laps at the moment, isn't he? And I think we had a move for 4th place there. For 3rd place, sorry. So Peter Griffin now into 3rd place. So great driving by him. So he will now try and catch the 2 leaders there, Fretwell and Stilt. And there's Charalambos in just behind. Will we see him make a move on Malin anytime soon? It's the thing with this track. You can see, just like Clark, he was when you get into this track, you really do need to get into a rhythm. As you can see, there's no real breaks. We do have the straight up the hill, but these drivers do get up that straight very, very quickly in about sort of 8 seconds or so. So there really is no time to rest. So when you're passed by someone, it can just break your rhythm. and then that can just set off a chain reaction of you being passed by lots of drivers. And oh, we had a nasty looking incident there in the background, and I think that was the 80 of Jordan Brown. One of the drivers spun round coming out of the last corner, and Jordan Brown found himself nowhere to go and just collected the driver and spun round very vigorously. Looked like he almost came out the kart as well, as we see a move there. Lewis Malin's been passed by Coker, and now by Sean Rudge, excuse me. But will Jordan Brown be cleared? Yes, he has. He has got going again, but that looked like a very, very nasty looking incident. I'm not sure if Jordan Brown will continue from that. Just hope he's okay. Looked like he nearly come out of his kart. So it was tense moments there, worrying moments rather, for Jordan Brown, who's struggling this month. Jordan Brown did great things in his debut season karting last year in Minimax, moved up to Junior Max fairly quickly. Usually you spend a couple of years in each class, but he decided, I think it was weight that forced him to move up to Junior Rotax. Qualified on the outside of row 8, and is a very, very quick driver, Jordan Brown. Someone I have took a liking to really last season when I seen him as a novice. And all I can say is do look for him once he gets a handle on these quicker Junior Rotax karts to fighting up the front with the likes of Shara Lambos. So Shara Lambos now has passed Peter Griffin there for third. Coker in just behind. You see Sean Rudge there joining the party. I think we had some more moves going on in the background there. The 61 passing, the 61 there, Angelo Prodromu passing the number 77 of Clark, who is just dropping down the order now, isn't he? Very, very quickly. So struggling this month, but again, he's another driver who can take race victories, and it just shows you what an exciting season we have here. We have so many people in this field who can be race winners, even people towards the back of the field. Jordan Brown Nutley in the 15 is a great talent who's been racing out in Europe this season as well. So yeah, we will keep an eye on how our regulars of Stilp and Fretwell do get on if they go off and compete. Things like Super 1 and Euro Max. I'm not sure how many of them are this season. I'm not sure what the budgets these guys are running on, but we will keep an eye on how they get on. Anyway, let's get back to the leaders, because we haven't spoke about them for a while, have we? Stilp there. I did mention Fretwell was closing in on Stilp, which he has done, but he just cannot. Stilp is not giving him an inch, is he? He hasn't made any mistakes. He's not giving Fretwell any opportunities to get by. Or is Fretwell just biding his time? It is interesting to see how this race is unfolding. And they've, by not overtaking each other, not battling, they have pulled out a slight gap. But Shara Lambos there in third is absolutely flying. He's the only, him and Inem Coker, the only guys really in the 45s. Yeah, they are. Fretwell and Stilp both doing 46.2s, but Shara Lambos doing 45.9. So he's about 2 tenths quicker than these guys. And Inem Coker likewise. So will we see maybe a 4-5 way battle for lead, as Sean Rudge has also passed Griffin. So Rudge passed Griffin, and he's now coming up to the back of Coker. Rudge is doing 46 zeros, so he's also a couple of tenths quicker than these guys in the lead. So really, really close. Looking all the way back down. Even we've got guys towards the back of the field all doing 46 5s and 4s. So really close. If we were to do a qualifying session, I beg to think, I dread to think who would be pole and how close it would be between first and about 20th. As we see Malin there, they can pass on Prodromu. So here we come. We're now in the business end of the race. Stilp there now probably starting to get a bit worried about Fretwell. Fretwell will now give it all he's got, will he? Be throwing the kitchen sink at it. Coker there with Sean Rudge in behind. So battles there for fourth. Looks like the lead may be out of these two at the front. If these two start battling though, I can tell you it would not be long before they are joined by Shara Lambos, Coker and Rudge. As we start the last lap now, so last lap, Stilp, can he hold on? Fretwell just in behind, we come up the hill for the last time. You can see Stilp has a look over his shoulder, doesn't feel the need to defend, and Fretwell is just not close enough at the moment, but he's running out of time, so next place will be down the hill. Will he be close enough there? Stilp again doesn't defend. This is very brave stuff by Stilp, not feeling the need to defend. He has another look there. Will he defend it to Chapman's? I don't think he needs to. I think he's got he slightly takes a defensive line. Fretwell only the boot now. Can he do it? Stilp looks over his shoulder. We come to the boot. Stilp defends coming into second block. Can Fretwell get the switch back? I don't think he can. I think Stilp is going to hold on. And we come out and Stilp takes victory. So great driving there. Fretwell finishes second. Shara Lambos third. Coker finishes fourth. Rog was fifth. Griffin was sixth. Malin finished seventh. Projomu eighth. Clark was ninth. And Aaron Bass finished 10th. With Jordan Brown Nutley in 11th place. So a great race that was there. Stilp doing a great job to hold on. They were split by just 0.2 of a second, Stilp and Fretwell. Fretwell may be disappointed that he didn't really have an opportunity to put a move on Stilp. When as the likes of Shara Lambos, I feel with a couple more laps that we would have seen him challenging for the top 2 positions. But either way, well done to Stilp. He drove an absolutely brilliant race, made no mistakes whatsoever, and fully deserved his victory. So victory to Stilp, second Fretwell. Shara Lambos rounds out the podium, and that was a very exciting Junior Rotax race. We got underway eventually, but what a great race. And yeah, I cannot wait to see them back in action again at round 4 in April. Next on track we have the I Army Cadets.